2, 3, 4. Well, I was raised out in the country where the sawgrass flower grows. I did a lot of fishing and I did a lot of hunting, you know. I wrestled alligators and I never once got lost in the swamp. And when I go to town, I dance the hell out of the Florida stomp. Well, I'm a hard-riding, truck-driving, surviving Seminole man. When I play hard. When I work, I do the best that I can. And when my country called, you know, I went to Nam for my Uncle Sam. I'm just a hard-riding, truck-driving, surviving Seminole man. Well, some people call me happy, but I'm just a good old white man's child. And my bow legs come from riding alligators and crocodiles. Now you may think it's funny, but buddy, I don't give a damn. 'Cause you see, I'm just a plain old laid-back Seminole man. Ha ha! Well, I'm a hard-riding, truck-driving, surviving Seminole man. When I play hard. When I work, I do the best that I can. And when my country called, you know, I went to Nam for my Uncle Sam. I'm just a hard-riding, truck-driving, surviving Seminole man. You know, I went to Nam for my Uncle Sam. I'm just a hard-riding, truck-driving, surviving Seminole man. Well, I'm a hard-riding, truck-driving, surviving Seminole man. When I play hard. When I work, I do the best that I can. And when my country called, you know, I went to Nam for my Uncle Sam. Then I'll do it again. I'm just a hard-riding, truck-driving, surviving Seminole man. Call me a hard-riding, truck-driving, surviving Seminole man. I'm just a hard-riding, truck-driving, surviving Seminole man. Yes, I
And ever since I can recall, I always did like singing. Birds sing, frogs sing, somebody sings. And as time went along, I think it just got stuck into my soul somewhere, where an expression of words or whatever it was that you can portray or give to somebody just through words in a short period of time, tell a whole story in a couple minutes, was the idea. And when I saw that, and as time went along, in high school or in Vietnam, I believe it was in Vietnam when it first materialized, songs that I've written. And I sang them to my own troops. I was a leader over there and squad leaders and all, but when we returned, we would ventilate through songs. And then after I returned from Vietnam, I wrote some more songs, but nothing with any type of meaning. And then after I was in my late 30s and early 40s, the type of music that I wanted was folk ballads, something that had really more meaning to me. something that I could portray and give out to my own children or older people through a song that they've heard the legend all these years, but now it's in verbatim through music. And every one of my people, one way, shape, or form, love to sing. Even if they can't carry a tune worse than a bullfrog, yet they still like to hum. With that, written some songs, and many of it just depicts my feeling, but better than that, it depicts many people's feelings in my own race, the Seminole people. And I put it into a couple minutes of worth and just take general thoughts. And I guess that's the way it has materialized for me today.
Oket hayoka kogan, empakalit yitis jiwa. Mama kogan, kayik sa panomi. Kahayat leyoke ka, montan kayik sa panomi. Pahi koshre ite ka, sa mayo pizza tumomi. I close my eyes, I see you. I open my eyes, you're everywhere. The beauty of your domain brings us summers and the rain. Sawgrass flower, you're teasing me again. I've known you for some time. What you've done to me, it's a crime. You took my love, you stole my heart. All I do is think of you. Sawgrass flower, you're beautiful. Something about you irresistible. You make me so miserable. But sawgrass flower, I'm in love with you. I've seen you waltz through the Everglades, the redness in your hair. I've heard your voice in the wind, saying, could we be just friends? Sawgrass flower, you're beautiful. Something about you irresistible. You make me so miserable. But sawgrass flower, I'm in love with you. Oket hayoka kogan, empakalit kitis jiwa. Mama kogan, kayik sa panomi. Kahayat leyoke ka, montan kayik sa panomi. Pahi kosle ite ka, sa mayo pizza tumomi. Kahayat liyo kanton pahikush lutiwa. Oket hayoka kogan, empakalit kitis jiwa. Mama kogan, kayik sa panomi. Mama kogan, kayik sa panomi. Mama kogan, kayik sa panomi.
I saw a little boy one time when I was driving down the road coming into Big Cypress, and this little boy had a fishing pole in his hand. He was bare-chested, pants rolled up, and I looked down there and just had to stop and ask him a question or two, and I say, hey, how's fishing today? He goes, doggone it, I missed him. I said, well, you know the old story, don't give up, try and try again. And I thought about that after I came to my camp here, and I thought that's a mighty good philosophy, try and try again, because there's a lot of life and tribulations that take place, and you never give up. Try and try again. So I wrote a song about that. It's the title of it.
Little boy walking with his britches rolled up and a cane pole in his hand. You know he's mad, but he's not sad, 'cause he lost that big one today. A day will come when he catches that one that somehow got away. He knows by now you never quit, you try and try again. And the world moves on as it turns, it never stops for anyone. You've got to learn how to crawl before you walk, then you run. Remember all those little things that you learn while you're young. Little boy grows to be a man, the challenge is at hand. The going gets tough, life is rough, and he doesn't understand. The world he knew as a boy was never quite this way. Reality he faces now so cold and very cruel. And the world moves on as it turns, it never stops for anyone. You've got to learn how to crawl before you walk, then you run. Remember all those little things that you learn while you're young. The years go by, he wonders why his love seems to change, and there's no one to lend a hand when he's down in the drain. But isn't it strange how these things work out in the end? And all he's got to do is have faith and believe in himself again. And the world moves on as it turns, it never stops for anyone. You've got to learn how to crawl before you walk, then you run. Remember all those little things that you learn while you're young. Young man dreams of saving it all and how it's going to be, but troubled times has ruined his life, somehow he can't see. But in the dark there's a light, and he finally sees his way. Then he recalls you never quit, you try and try again. And the world moves on as it turns, it never stops for anyone. You've got to learn how to crawl before you walk, then you run. Remember all those little things that you learn while you're young. Remember all those little things that you learn while you're young.
We teach our children at a very early age, everyone does, one way or the other. From the time they're born, you start talking to your child. You just do not put your child into a crib somewhere or into a hammock somewhere or into a corner or a nursery and forget about him. You have to put yourself a little bit into it because you're going to live through that child as he gets older. So I guess that's what was taking place. This is what was taking place when my grandmother used to sing to me. My favorite place used to be in her arms, my ears close to her heart. And I remember the rhythm of her heart, and I could hear her chest, her heart beating through her chest. But at the same time, she was singing this little song always. And she was going, Samihin, Tuglihin, Tochichin, Shatata, Chakipan, Epapa, Na, Yons, Koleons, Iawons, Hapok. At that time, it had a little rhythm to it that put you to sleep. Today, I come to find out that she was teaching me how to count. It was always in the back of my head somewhere, but when I heard it again after 30 years stretched, then I knew exactly what that was.
When
I was a child, my favorite place of comfort was in my grandmother's arms. She would hold me close and I could hear her heartbeat through her chest. She'd sing me a song and rub my hair and I'd fall asleep real fast. Somehow I learned this little song while I slept in rest. This is the way she went. Samihin, tuglihin, tuchitin, shatata, chakipan, epapa, na, yons, koleyons, iawons, hapok. Samihin, tuglihin, tuchitin, shatata, chakipan, epapa, na, yons, koleyons, iawons, hapok. Samihin, tuglihin, tuchitin, shatata, chakipan, epapa, na, yons, koleyons, iawons, hapok. All these years, I thought it was just a chant, but in fact, my grandmother was teaching me how to count from 1 to 10 in a song. So Shanetsky, Shinhegi, Shati, I want you to follow my lips and watch what I say and hear every sound that I'm making. Thamihin, tuglihin, tuchichin, shatata, chakipan, ipapa, na, yons, koleyons, iawons, hapok. Thamihin, tuglihin, tuchichin, shatata, chakipan, ipapa, na, yons, koleyons, iawons, hapok. Thamihin, tuglihin, tuchichin, shatata, chakipan, ipapa, na, yons, koleyons, iawons, hapok. Samihin, tuglihin, tuchitin, satata, chakipun, ipapa, na, yons, koleyons, iawons, hapok.
Slow down, Dad.
Was it too fast? There's a little star that's on the horizon, and every night it comes up to about right here up in the sky. And the Indians call it the bashful star. The reason why they call it the bashful star is that it always just goes up to about right here and then it goes back down. So they think it's embarrassed or bashful, and it goes back down to the earth. So one time I was with my wife, and we were talking about the little star, and I said, what's the name of that little star? She goes, the white people call it Venus. So I wrote a little song about it, and this is the way it goes. Wajik Shimaleva Kurza. Anton Hayan, let's go. Wajik Shimaleva Kurza. No the Chihijipo. No the Avanchko Jipo. Wajik Shimaleva Kurza. Anton dan hayan lechko.
Wajik shimali vakote no the chihichipo no the avant gojipo Yagna palwontan ayat lojitko no the avant gojipo Wajik shimali vakote Anton dan hayat lechko Wajik shimali vakote No the chihichipo No the avant goshipo Wajik shimali vakote Anton dan hayat lechko Wajik shimali vakote No the chihichipo No the avant goshipo
When I was a little boy, about 6 years old, my grandmother and my grandfather and I would go out into the swamplands here in Florida and catch alligators. And my grandfather would take the alligator hides and we'd eat the meat. And my grandmother and I would catch these little baby gators. They're hatched from eggs. They're only about this big. So when I was about 6 years old, I'd capture or catch some of these gators, and we would go downtown and sell them to the tourists for 5 cents. Boy, I thought that was big bucks in those days. Throughout the years, I've learned how to wrestle alligators for the tourists and survive off of them. And once in a while, we'd lose a dog or two to them. And I don't know if that's what they like to eat, but anyway, it happens. And then the other situation is that if you handle alligators any length of time, you will get hurt by them. So I wrote this particular song and entitled Halpatichubi, means big alligator. Big alligator, he's mysterious. Big alligator, he's amphibious. Big alligator, he's dangerous. But with a big alligator, you can be prosperous. I was raised in the swamp by my old grandpa. We ate turtle meat, a fish called gar. Grandpa told me about panthers and bears, but most of all, he told me to beware. But Halpatichubi Nakshunichkika, Halpatichubi Okentewa, Halpatichubi Hinokajijiwa, Halpatichubi Imajajiwa. As the days of the summers grew longer and hot, Grandpa took me on my first gator hunt. We pushed through sawgrass and willow sloughs with a yellow-eyed dog in a dugout canoe. The dog started sniffing something in the air. Grandpa said, must be gator over there. Better grab your knife and some rope. And remember what I told you when you was a boy. But Halpatichubi Nakshunichkika, Halpatichubi Okentewa, Halpatichubi Hinokajijiwa, Halpatichubi Imajajiwa. At the age of 12, I was sure of myself. I could catch alligators by myself, but my dog didn't know what my grandpa said. He
jumped in the water by the gator's head. Hulputty Joby didn't even pause. My dog disappeared in the gator's jaws. I can still hear my grandpa saying, Hulputty Joby Nakshinitchkiga. Hulputty Joby Okenkeyiwa. Hulputty Joby Hinokajijiwa. Hulputty Joby Himajajiwa. Oh, Hulputty Joby Nakshinitchkiga. Hulputty Joby Okenkeyiwa. Hulputty Joby Hinokajijiwa. Hulputty Joby Himajajiwa. Many years later, I remember that day, how that big bull gator swallowed my dog. Scars and pain haunts my life, but I've learned to live and I learned to survive with Hulputty Joby Nakshinitchkiga. Hulputty Joby Okenkeyiwa. Hulputty Joby Hinokajijiwa. Hulputty Joby Himajajiwa. Oh, Hulputty Joby Nakshinitchkiga. Hulputty Joby Okenkeyiwa. Hulputty Joby Hinokajijiwa. Hulputty Joby Himajajiwa. Hulputty Joby. Hulputty Joby.
Hulputty Joby.
That's it. Thank you. When I work, I do the best that I can. And when my country called, you know I went to Napa, my Uncle Sam.